Hey, what's going on, guys? Appreciate you stopping by. As always, I decided to do a video on some recent job numbers that came out that conclude of June 2026, and they're not real good. So a lot of headlines you may see out there and people that are promoting positive job numbers for June 2026, they're going to talk about the unemployment rate dropped to, I believe it's 4.2%, which is pretty low unemployment rate. The problem with that is the labor pool dropped to like a 50-year low. And the number of people that the labor force lost in June was 720,000 people. That is a massive number. And what that basically means, and I don't know how much it's going to get reported and emphasized, but that 720,000 people compared to May decided, I'm not looking for a job anymore. Not only are they not working, but they're not filing for unemployment. They're not looking. And that is a huge statistic. And I think it's a big red flag that the economy that we are living in is not nearly as good as it's being touted. And I know I may sound like a broken record here, but let's take a look at what's happened there. Prices continue to climb. They've been going up for the last 5 years or so. And although the rate at which they're climbing has slowed, they're still climbing. They're not dropping. Yes, you may have individual items that drop in price temporarily, and then they go back up. It's always been that way. But overall, prices continue to climb. We see a little bit of relief in the gas prices, although gas is still too high. And who knows what's going to happen there with the conflicts going on in the Middle East. But wages, remain stagnant. So, if you look at the overall inflation that has occurred over the last 5 years, wages have definitely not kept up. And I think and I'd like to hear what your theories are, what's your thoughts in the comments. But I think some of what we're seeing with these, the labor pool dropping by 720,000 people, I think some of this is, and I've seen many, many videos where people talk about it's more expensive to work than it is not to work. And now you may think to yourself, wait a minute, how can that be? How can it be more expensive to earn money than to earn zero? And a quick lesson for many people in the United States, a quick lesson of how they live, is you have somebody, that's making $15 to $20 an hour, and they're working 30 to 40 hours a week, but they're also having to pay for gas, and they're having to pay for childcare. And the childcare is the big one. That's the big one. I mean, some places, one child can be $300 something just for a week. And again, if you have experience with this, I don't. I just know what I've been told and what I've heard. But pretty soon, depending upon, how far you have to drive, how much gas you're consuming, the wear and tear in the vehicle, and then the cost of childcare, it can equal what you're making or more. Again, depending upon the job. depending upon your wage. So I just think that's just a piece of the puzzle. And I suspect that we're going to see more of this. Now, we could have some people that are discovering secondary and tertiary streams of incomes. And maybe they're exiting the workforce because they're finding other ways to make money. And they're not getting counted right now, especially if they're transitioning from one job to another, or from unemployment to, working, doing something else. But it's definitely not a good sign. And, I've had a couple of people comment, you're all doom and gloom. You need to stop promoting all this chaos and this doom and gloom. And folks, I get on here and I try to be real and provide a realistic look at how some things are happening. Of course, there's good things out there. We just had Independence Day, some great celebrations, and I hope everybody was able to get together with family and friends and remember what the holiday is really all about. And what the founders and those that signed the Declaration of Independence, what they sacrificed and put at risk 250 years ago. But I'm also a realist, and I'm looking towards the future and trying in my personal life to take measures to mitigate potential problems that I believe is happening, has happened, and is going to happen into the future. And I see tremendous problems in the very near future. I'm talking over the next few months and within the next couple of years. And this report that just came out that is showcasing a massive drop in the labor force. Statistically speaking, it's a massive drop in the labor force. And I think it's a key indicator that we've got problems and there's more problems to come. So I'm not going to beat a dead horse to death here. If you guys got any thoughts, ideas, comments, you disagree, comment below. I'd love to hear it. Tell me where I'm wrong. But I think if you have not been taking some reasonable precautions to give yourself at least a buffer when it comes to preparedness and stocking up on a little bit of extra food, water, medical supplies, prescriptions, prescription glasses, household supplies that you need. I think that I would highly recommend that you do so, because the future just continues to get more uncertain with every passing day. So anyways, that's it. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Smash that like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't. Share with somebody that's like-minded. And above all, you guys stay safe. Take care. We'll see you next time.
So I ran from the cities and the noise and lies, found a piece of ground under open skies, hands in the dirt, sweat on my shirt, learning what living's really worth. While crooked men shake hands in rooms, selling souls to corporate suits. Society's sick, but I found the cure. A back road life, honest and pure. They can keep their throne and their golden news. This life out here's my modern exodus. I traded screens for a sunrise, callous palms, blisters, pride, planted seeds where hope